Hey guys, this is Primeval, back with part 13 of my Shoshone playthrough. So, we're still fighting the good fight against both the Zulu and the Iroquois. Unfortunately we did lose Samarkand. No thanks, Shaka. But we're ready to retake it here. We've got the Great War Bombers doing a bunch of damage. Enemy triplane attacked by your triplane. And Timok demands pearls. Alright. Ooh, and we lost a trade route. And that's because... because there's an embarked unit here. Alright, well, if we can kill him without too much trouble, that'll work out nicely. But... first things first. Yeah, let's just kill that guy then. Okay, we can take cover 2. Fortify. And the artillery can get logistics. Awesome. Alright, Great War Bombers. Let's clean up some more of these units. We don't want them to pillage our oil. Great War Bomber. He's down to 3 Great War Bombers here. I'm not sure where the Zulu is, whether they're dying, attacking my units or cities, or if they're being rebased somewhere. In any event, let's go deal a bunch of damage, get in there, we'll go and liberate the city. And so we've got our oil back, we've got 4 oil, which means an ever larger air force. Great War Bomber's done. We are 1 turn off from plastics, and I do want to work on a research lab here. Why don't we put a turn into walls then, just in case. We need the extra defense there. And back here, let's also work on another bomber. Alright, this worker has finished that road. Where 37 turns until we actually take that tile. I guess we could work on a road into Samarkand. First things first, let's make sure we kill that unit. Yeah, so the worker then is free to work on a road. Where possible, I do like to build my roads inside my allied city-states, because then they're maintenance free, for me anyways. Yeah. Okay, let's fortify there, and the Great War Bomber wants to go and rebase. And rebase. Okay, things are looking pretty good here. We do have a few excess resources that if we do have a buyer for, I'd be happy to sell. What about you, India? You're usually good for buying stuff, no? Alright. Well, we're on alert. We've got a bomber who will go and rebase in Grand River. We have a decent air force now. We've got 4 Great War Bombers, 2 triplanes, another 3 Great War Bombers and a triplane, and a third city with 1 Great War Bomber. Alright, what'll these crazy AIs do this time? Gashuti took a bunch of damage or a shot, as did Nippur. Defensive pact, I don't think so, Gandhi. That got me into a lot of trouble last time. So the triplanes are attacking my triplanes, and Grand River is taking damage from Great War bombers. Okay, Hiawatha hasn't given up on Grand River. Luckily our citadels are still causing a lot of trouble for him. Yes, this guy has got logistics. I am happy about that. Perhaps let's take down this infantry unit first. I was thinking about knocking down the great Gatling gun before he is in danger of pillaging the oil, but Hiawatha hasn't really shown much propensity for pillaging my important tiles so far, so I won't get too paranoid about that. I'm very lucky that there's the rough terrain, this forest here, that's stopping the Zulu from grabbing this city. Especially now that we have 5 aircraft stationed here, I definitely don't want to lose it. Okay, this all seems reasonable. Actually, we might lose Nippur here. I'm gonna have to go and rebase this Great War bomber. I think Gashuti is safe. Yeah, the forest will use up all of this guy's movement, and there aren't any other units that I can see who can capture Gashuti. So cargo ship done. We want to go and work on the research lab. A bunch of our deals with Elizabeth and Gandhi have ended, so we can get those going again. We've got a new policy we can take. Choose production here. Should we go for the research lab, or should I go for infantry? Let's go for the research lab here. However, I will go and pay to upgrade this guy to infantry. And we can adopt a policy. Volunteer army. If we don't take this now, the next time we would have the option to take it, the Foreign Legion would be massively obsolete. But the 6 free maintenance-free units will never go obsolete. So this is definitely an attractive option. I'm not in desperate need of the happiness, and I don't really have a lot of those buildings, so that's not really applicable. Combat strength increase doesn't seem that useful. Specialists in cities, if I was starving on happiness, this would be alright. I don't really have a lot of landmarks. I've got a few academies, but I'm not... Well, that would be a decent amount of science. Arsenal of diplomacy would be really nice, especially if I'm trading a lot of military units, which I am, and it'd be a good way to gain influence with city-states. Basically, any unit gives 25 influence for the city-state, which is considerable, and as I can pump out, say, privateers in a single turn in my capital, that's 25 influence per turn if I choose to dedicate myself to that. So, either Arsenal, New Deal, or Volunteer Army. I'm tempted to grab Volunteer Army here, just because I think I could use a lot of Malay units against Shaka's army here, if only to blockade units from taking Nippur and Samarkand again. I mean, the New Deal is pretty good. How many academies do I have? I think it's just 2. So, actually that'd only be 8 more science. Alright, let's go with Volunteer Army. I'd like to hear what you guys would have done in terms of the social policy choice, but volunteer army does sound like a lot of fun. We've got an instant army right here, and we can also try to deal some damage. Not quite enough, though. Let's move that privateer out so he doesn't die if we lose Nippur. I guess we'll also lose the Foreign Legion if we lose Nippur, but let's get some more units in there as a distraction force. And they'll also be in position to recapture Nippur. Okay, we've got ourselves another cargo ship. Let's see. Our next most valuable trade route would be for 16 gold from Agatica. Let's do it. Okay, choose the next tech. We definitely want to get over to radar, and we'd want to go via anti-aircraft guns, since I don't know if we want to spare the oil to upgrade our frigates to battleships. I'd rather get as many bombers as possible. So we've got this worker, and I want him to work on a road. I can let that privateer heal up. The privateer was teleported from Samarkand to Timok when we liberated Samarkand, so that's how he got from this ocean all the way over here. I guess that's fine. Although I would prefer if both of my privateers were up here, and maybe we could start dealing damage to the Zulu cities here, so long as most of his air force is distracted by our forces down here. Frigates absolutely die to air attacks. Let's push over here. We'll leave these guys there for now. Unless, can we get any... we do have some spots where we can deal damage from. Okay, this worker... well, just build a road. And this Foreign Legion can hop in the water and maybe go and help protect Gashuti or even Grand River. Okay, fortify and skip. Timok doesn't need that wall just now. We want to get the research lab rolling, and otherwise everything looks good. We're with Gandhi, not interested. Onondaga's got 17 aircraft. Gashuti, Nippur. Nippur was captured by a rifleman. Grand River took a bunch of bomber hits, and our triplane keeps getting attacked by other triplanes. We could grab air repair here. It's probably better than sortie, since we're getting close to losing all of our hit points. And although I guess that's something I need to check. Maybe they can heal when they're on intercept. Maybe if someone in the comments could tell me whether or not fighters automatically heal up when they're on intercept duty, then perhaps that last promotion was a bit of a waste. But even with the healing, that poor old triplane was taking a lot of damage from fighting with Hawatha's triplanes. So maybe the heal every turn wasn't the best option, but taking sortie would probably result in his death, even though it is sortie or intercepts that I want them to perform. I think 2 intercepts would be a little too much for that poor little guy. Let's take out the guy standing on our oil, make sure we don't lose that. And this is the first time I've noticed this cute little graphic. When you're sending production along a trade route, hammers can be seen, whereas with a normal trade route, you've just got the arrow. I wonder what the food trade route looks like. I'll have to be sure to look at that the next time I set up a food naval route. Anyways, alright, Great War Bomber done. I could work on the research lab for 6 turns, or I could go and grab another bomber. Let's go for the research lab. Yeah, I don't want to fall too far behind on science, although the Great War Bombers would really pay for the hammer investment. In that I could deal with all of these units and then eventually capture cities, put an end to this war under favorable conditions. Well, let's get one more Great War Bomber. Vancouver was liberated. Nippur was captured by Shaka. And so we did lose one of our foreign legions. Basel Congo, 6 great profit. I think we can actually take City Siege now. We have enough Great War Bombers on land targeting. Okay, the frigate probably wants to go and grab... Well, actually range is probably more welcome than land targeting, and we'll go and deal damage here. Yeah, I'm not sure why the frigate can ignore the line of sight blocking from this forest and actually hit that cannon, but it's just another one of those weird 3-range bugs, I guess. Okay, so we can go and deal some damage to Nippur. I think I want to make sure all those units are gone first, though. And we'll go 1 there. Not quite. 19 gold out of that, though. We'll just go and use this guy and go and create a puppet. View the city. It has no buildings in it, so this is a bit of a garbage city. Maybe the next time it's captured, I'll actually recapture it and raise the city. I mean, it is giving me half a happiness from having my religion there, but otherwise it's just slowing down my tech rate and cutting into my happiness, although I do have a lot of spare happiness, so that's not really too much of a concern. Let's just fortify there, work on that road. Great War Bombers. Infantry. Now we could use a triplane to make sure this Great War infantry gets killed. As long as he doesn't go and pillage these citadels, I don't really have anything to worry about. Okay, and Gandhi. There's stuff we can resell you here. Coal for 90. And perhaps some horses. You have gold. I'll wait until you have a little more cash, and then I'll sell you the rest of those strategic resources. I don't want a research agreement. I don't know how long we'll be able to remain at peace with Ethiopia for. Grand River, triplane to triplane. Okay, that's a triplane done. Or that's a Great War Bomber done. Maybe I'll grab myself another triplane since Oahu seems to enjoy air sweeping Grand River. Oh, but we're out of oil here. Did one of our oils finally get pillaged? Did we lose Samarkand? Alright, here we can grab level 3 bombardment, get us closer to logistics. Alright, so we do need some more oil if we want to continue training up. Oh, yeah, it was Samarkand that got captured. So, we won't be able to recapture that this turn since our privateer isn't in the right lake. We'll have to send the foreign legions in. In the meantime, we'll have to go and retreat. Minor defeat there. Okay, cargo ship. What do I want to do here? I think I'd rather have the gold than anything else right now. Although the next most profitable is only 15 gold, so instead maybe I'll have to send production somewhere. Production to the capital seems reasonable since I do get the most influence or the most experience for promotions there. Let's go and send production to the capital, and we do want oil. I guess we'll go talk to Gandhi about that. I don't want open borders. I'd rather have a mix of cash and oil. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so I guess you can get back to work on that Great War Bomber, and I don't mind if the capital spends a little time on the research lab while we're waiting to retake Samarkand. Okay, Great War Bombers. So, if I put the infantry onto the hill now, there are only 2 Great War Bombers, and only 3 cannons that could actually hit them here. So, I think I will go and take this hill now. Although things are looking pretty safe, I don't know if Shaka will have a second wave coming in, so I'll take this chance to drop the citadel. And we'll go into the city to heal up. We can also go and start bringing this privateer around. Great War Bomber. Deal some damage to the city. And we're good. Oh yeah, please finish that road. Gashuti, Great War Bomber, Great War Infantry attacked Foreign Legion, Grand River attacked by Great War Bombers, and we're the only ones who didn't participate in the international games here. Even Shaka went for bronze. And so 30 influence with city-states might mean that we lose influence with some of our current allies. But no, we had enough influence to spare there. Okay, just in time, a Foreign Legion to block off Gashuti. And logistics again. This is great. Ah, perfect. We finally kept the artillery around long enough that we can take logistics on. Great War Bomber. Land targeting. And okay, this Great War Bomber could go work on Samarkand. I think I'll go and rebase him to Gashuti. The frigates should be more than enough to knock the city down here. Well, let's get in there and pillage some tiles for a bit of gold. Take the city, liberate the city, and make sure that our Great War Bomber is back in the queue. Okay, promotion time. We could grab a city attacker. And now we have 230 influence with Samarkand after liberating them twice. So they should be our allies for a good long time. Grand River, why don't you work on a wall? Maybe that'll help you heal up faster against the constant aircraft bombardment. Yeah, let's go and drop the citadel here. Fortify. Great War Bomber. And this worker looks like he's done. Okay, we could upgrade these guys to infantry. I think they would maintain their foreign lands bonus promotion, so if we do have extra gold kicking around, that's something to consider. And we're done. Okay, Gashuti taking Great War Bomber damage. while defending. Your triplane was destroyed by an Iroquois triplane. That's not great. Yeah, we lost our triplane with level 2 intercept and air repair. Okay. Ooh, logistics for you as well. And logistics here too. For this Foreign Legion, we'll go and grab open terrain and just heal where he stands. Slap up a road and another road. And the Great War Bombers that don't have air repair do need to take a few turns to heal up. And he has no triplanes there, so attacking Babylon now I can do without too much worry. Okay. Everything here looks fine. Next turn, copper for incense. We do have spare copper. You do have spare incense. That's fine. Alright, so it looks like we've cleaned up most of Shaka's army here, and we'll be able to start pushing on Babylon soon enough. And Hiawatha is continuing to push for Grand River. We have a really nice meat grinder going, and we're not really losing too much of our own meat, so that's good. Artillery. The frigate, who for whatever reason, when he got range 3, also got indirect fire, able to reach over the two hills here. And the Great War Bomber. Okay, so we've got 5 planes, none of them are triplanes. I can safely go and hit the city without worrying about intercepting triplanes. Foreign Legion can advance slightly here. Great War Bomber. Alright, so we're starting to work down Babylon's hit points. We've got one privateer who I guess I'm happy to just leave in the water here to keep an eye on things. And I think that's where we'll leave this episode, as we are getting ready to push and capture Babylon, quite possibly liberating it and recalling Nebuchadnezzar to life. And then we are also having a fairly easy time holding off Hiawatha here, so it's definitely stabilized, and we should be able to start pushing back soon, especially if I can start rebasing a couple aircraft over from Gashuti down to Grand River, say once we capture Babylon. And yep, that's where we'll leave this episode. I'll just make sure nothing strange happened in the messages there. Alright, Primeval signing off.